Hi,
Hi,
welcome to The Gathering. I am Brittany,
I'm Carlicia.
and we are missing Janelle because she has taken some time to focus on family. She is on maternity leave, and we are awaiting the arrival of our beautiful baby Bella. So in the meantime, it'll just be Carlicia and Brittany, but Janelle is always here, very much in spirit.
hmm Yes, I'm sure she would love to be here with us today. But for those of you who are here, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and turn on those notification bells so you never miss an upload from us. And so we're just happy to have you guys back, and we're excited to continue bringing you more gatherings.
That's right. So today, in honor of Black History Month, we are just going to stop by to talk about a few things. Black history, of course. The current climate has definitely been very politically charged. So we thought it was very appropriate to make today's focus, the spotlight on Black history, very much integrated with the climate of politics. We have some pioneers that have made enormous, significant contributions to the political world, the world of elections, dating back so many years. And some of the names that kind of stick out for me, the first is Ida B. Wells. She was one of the founders of the NAACP, and she was such a huge advocate for Black people rights, Black people voting rights, election rights, and just really supporting the advancement of African Americans and our participation in politics and in voting in Black politicians. So getting our faces out there and joining the political realm in that way. And then we have Mary Ann Carey, who was also she was a women's rights activist, but she was advocating for the right for Black people, especially Black women, to cast a ballot. So we have some heavy hitters. That's just two people that come to mind, but we have a lot of people who advocated for us to be right here where we are, that we can cast ballots, we can join the political reins, we can be politicians and really represent people of color in different aspects of the political world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another pioneer for voting rights is Fannie Lou Hamer, and she means a lot to me because we both hail from the wonderful state of Mississippi. I'm sure you guys hear me talk about that all the time. My state is not known for a lot of great things, but in addition to being the home of the blues, we also had some really great civil rights leaders to come from the state of Mississippi. And Fannie Lou Hamer is one of them. She is known for her phrase of sick and tired of being sick and tired, which became like her famous tagline. But she fought for many years for voting rights for the South. She was the organizer of the Mississippi Freedom Summer. She spoke at the National Democratic Convention. She actually had a public speech talking about the conditions of Black people in Mississippi and the struggle to vote. She took the test to vote 4 or 5 times, and she finally passed it on the 4th time, and they still wouldn't allow her to vote for various reasons. So finally she was able to do it, but on the road to that, she sustained like numerous beatings and just attacks on her life and her family's life, which ultimately led to like her untimely death because of the injury she sustained. So I think Black women have been leading the charge on voting rights and civil rights. And so I know that we have a lot of male civil rights leaders that we often look up to and revere, but Black women have been really pioneering for a long time. And I think that maybe they're not always as recognized, but Fannie Lou Hamer, Ida B. Wells, there are a lot of others that really have been a part of this wave. And we have one who's a modern day example and who is definitely carrying the torch of these great women that we just talked about. And that is the almost governor of Georgia, Miss Stacey Abrams.
Come on, Georgia. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey Abrams. She's been doing though so many wonderful things for so many years. And so now she's definitely in the forefront in the news. Everybody's talking about her in amazing ways, but she has been doing things for a very long time. For 11 years, she sat in the House of Representatives. And for a long time, she has just been creating and affecting so much change here in Georgia, in the South, when it comes to voting rights. She is a huge political leader and a voting rights activist. She is now carrying the torch. So from our Ida B. Wells, from our Fannie Lou Hamers, we have Stacey Abrams that is carrying the charge and doing so triumphantly. Stacey Abrams has pioneered and launched many different initiatives that advocate for the voting rights of Americans, including those of African Americans. And two of the ones that I wanted to make sure I mentioned was Fair Fight. That was to ensure that all Americans had a voice when it comes to elections and just any type of political movement. So I think that that is amazing. She wanted to make sure that every person had their voice. Every voice was counted. And then she also started the Fair Count. Fair Count was pioneered to ensure that the 2020 census count was accurate for Americans. So those are two of the wonderful initiatives that she started.
Yes, Stacey Abrams is leading the charge. I think each time I went to vote, there was somebody there from one of her campaigns, like making sure that everything went accordingly, that there was no tampering, there was all the machines were working. So I really, really applaud her. Also, I think she was born someplace else, but also she was raised in Mississippi. So just to kind of see her like literally carry on Fannie Lou Hamer's like torch is amazing. And I'm so proud of her. I feel like she definitely gives young Black women something to aspire to, and that our names are in the history books. Like the time that we're living in now are actually making a difference is going to be something that, you know, children will read about in 15, 20 years. And she's also nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. So we just can't be more proud of her.
Can't be more proud and so ready to continue to support everything that she's doing. And talking about supporting, right? And just continuing to support not only Stacey Abrams, but all of those who are making history every day, because Black history is being made every day. We want to try to take a few minutes to just focus on some of the things that we can do to celebrate Black history now, celebrate Black history every day of the year. So we have that hashtag Black History 365, which is real. We want to make sure that we are acknowledging all that we've done, all that we are continuing to do, and will do for forever to come. But some things that we wanted to acknowledge as far as supporting Black history. Personally, I think that supporting Black businesses is a huge way that we can be supportive of the Black community and continuing to make history. So there are just a wide variety of Black businesses. So we have restaurants, we have clothing stores and online boutiques, we have candle companies, we have cosmetic lines, we have all types of different businesses. And we're not limited in Black businesses, and they're continually being created every day, which I think is phenomenal. One of the ways that we can support is becoming a patron. So buying the product or using the service. And not only will that help to just get them clientele, but that will also help to financially support the business so they will continue to operate. So I think supporting in those ways, bar none. I think also it's important to promote them. So you use the product, you go to the business and patron in whatever way, promote that, tell your friends to tell their friends so that they will continue to grow and continue to thrive and become one of these big companies that are thriving and are extremely successful. And then, because if we're gonna be honest, I know I've heard myself, and Carlisha, I'm sure you've heard too, that sometimes people are not always supportive of Black businesses for a number of reasons. So they may say the customer service is not the best, or the prices are too high. They just have a lot of gripes, and so they end up saying that they're going to go to support a business in another community. And I think that one of the biggest ways that we can support our establishments is by providing constructive feedback and helping them to improve. I know everybody is not always open to feedback, and some people don't receive it well, but I don't think that should deter us from trying to help them grow. So if the customer service needs to improve, tell them that. constructively. Let's not blast them on social media and Yelp and all of these other review engines. Let's not blast them. Let's pull them to the side. Let's have constructive feedback. Let's send them a well-written, supportive email. Let's call their customer service lines and just give feedback to help them to grow and improve. If you have expertise and knowledge, offer that so that they can grow. But I think that as opposed to not using their service, help them to improve so that it is a service that's worth using. And then finally, let's not price haggle. You don't go into these big name stores haggling prices. Tell them that they are overpriced. You go, you buy the meal, you buy the item, the product. You don't go into Bath and Body Works or Yankee Candle and tell them that their candles cost too much. You don't go into these restaurants and tell them that the entree is overpriced. You pay because it's worth it. And I think that supporting a Black business is worth it. So let's pay the price. If they need help, let's help them. And let's be constructive and intentional when it comes to supporting our Black businesses in many different ways.
Agreed. That's really, really important. I think that we too often offer criticism and not helpful critiques.
Yeah.
That's a very different concept. So, and another thing I think that we can all do, because we are still in a pandemic, and I hope everyone is still staying inside as much as you can. I know that some people don't have that luxury, and we did not for a long time. You're going to be in the house. You're going to be spending time in. So I would definitely, we can't go to the movies. So if you're going to be home anyway, I encourage you to consume Black media. We talked a little bit about last year, Netflix's Strong Black Lead campaign, which was amazing, but they have since expanded that a great deal. They've added new shows, they've added new programming, documentaries. I've also saw that Hulu, Amazon Prime, and also Disney Plus have also kind of highlighted a lot of different, not only African-American movies and shows, but also things produced and directed by African-Americans as well. So if you have the time, I would definitely suggest you do that, because representation is important. It's important for us to see ourselves reflected in film and in the media in general. I think for me, I can remember being young and watching like Saved by the Bell, and like I love like Lisa Turtle. Like it was important for me to see somebody who was a young Black girl, but she wasn't impoverished, she wasn't downtrodden. She was like this sassy, cute little Black girl who was like giving it to all of them. So it makes a difference when young kids can see themselves on TV in ways that reflect Black people, because we come in a variety of different income levels and cultural backgrounds and even national backgrounds. So it's important for us to kind of see Black people in a different lens, different from maybe what we've seen growing up. And so I think that the best way to see a new culture is to, if you can't visit different places, is to see it on TV. So definitely take the time to support all of these platforms and others that I may not be aware of, but I feel like most of them are doing something for Black History Month. So they're really big platforms, and I appreciate their attention and to making sure that they highlight diversity in film and TV, and definitely just support, because if we support, they'll keep doing it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely agreed. So we want to make sure that we take some time to celebrate Black history in the past, present, and then think about the future and how we will continue to blossom and grow and thrive as the Black community. Until next time, thank you so much for gathering with us, and please continue to do what you can to celebrate Black history and create your own Black history, because you are Black history. We are Black history. So continue to do your thing in contributing to Black history. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.